Nate Taylor covers the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Nate, what's your affiliation? Who do you work with?
The Athletic.
Nate Taylor, The Athletic. So you got two athletic guys here.
Yes.
Okay.
So do you know Brooks Cabina?
Yeah, I was going to say, you talked to my guy Brooks.
Yeah, you should have heard the crap he was saying about you.
As someone who was with him last night till God knows what time it was, I wouldn't talk out of turn.
He said the Chiefs suck and the guy who covers the team does a horrible job.
He might not be wrong.
Nate,
he might not be off.
I'm teasing you.
Have you been covering this team for a while?
I have. I'm originally from Kansas City, but I've been covering the team for the Athletics since 2018. So I will give you a short story. We were in Minneapolis. They traded Alex Smith. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's his team. He's going to be, they gave him the rookie year off, essentially. And, ever since then, the baseline, as you guys remember back in the day, AFC Championship game. Like, that's where the season kind of starts. Mm-hmm. And here they are again. So, what a time. Could not have predicted that in 2018.
Nate, how is this Chiefs team different or better or worse than the previous 7 that came before them?
They're better because, and I know Tom Brady got to this point where you can't challenge him mentally anymore. You just have to out-execute. I think that's one difference between where the Chiefs were, say, 2019 and where they are now. He's healthy. He's in his prime. He has seen just about any defensive coverage. He's undefeated, and I know Brooks knows this. He's undefeated against Vic Fangio. So that's
how many games?
7.
No way. 7-0 against Fangio. So is that
7? By the way, 7-0 against Vic Fangio, 8-0 in a dome. He has not lost in a dome at any point
to anyone
of his career.
Okay, yes. But Fangio 7-0, so that's Denver, that's Miami,
yep,
and that's here.
Yes,
Philly.
Yes.
7-0.
It's. You look at all the statistics. It is remarkable. Now they're not great up front with the offensive line. I mean, I love Joe Thuney, but he's not a left tackle. But guess what, kids? He plays left tackle.
Is he amazing. Is he going to play left tackle this week?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Andy's going to change anything now. I talked to DJ Humphries, who they signed in the middle of the season to play left tackle. He's coming off an ACL, and he even acknowledged to me a couple days ago, like, okay, this isn't what my intended role is, but we're winning. Joe is not going to be an embarrassment at left tackle, even though that's not his natural position. So, hey, maybe DJ Humphries comes back because he'll be a free agent, of course, for next season. But this is what they're going to roll with. So if Jalen Carter was ever going to have an amazing performance, now would be a good time. Sunday would be nice because that's the only time we've seen Patrick struggle in a Super Bowl is when he was running for his life because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had an amazing defensive line. Those guys were a little bit more experienced than what Philly presents, but Philly has a great defensive line.
Yeah, so there was guys like JPP and Dominican Sue.
Yep,
Vita
Vea was just unbelievable in that game.
But there's some that cover the Eagles that think this. I mean, they might be biased, but this Eagles D line is better than that Bucs D line.
Maybe in terms of athleticism and just like raw talent, when you introduce the scheme and understanding game situations and all those guys that played in big games, I think Vea was like the youngest guy, but he was, again, incredible. Now, because Patrick has gone through that experience, he's going to, I think, get the ball out very quick, very similar to what Tom would do when he knew he didn't have an advantage up front. Okay, I'm going to get the ball into my playmakers' hands, let you guys sort of decide the one-on-one matchups. I'm not going to let us have negative plays. I'm not going to take a ton of sacks. I'm not going to put the ball up for grabs for an interception, and just see if you can, very similar to the 2018 Patriots teams, can we just outlast people? Can we just endure? Can we just get to the fourth quarter and we'll make the one or two plays because I'm the better quarterback in the game, and you guys should trust me to execute when the time is necessary. I wonder if Philly, because their run has been so different than the Chiefs, right? They've been at home all 3 weeks. They have not really trailed in any of those playoff games. They've always had the front foot on. Can Philly, catch the Chiefs if they're behind? Whereas I feel the Chiefs are probably more positioned if it's a one-score game, if they're down 7 in the fourth quarter, that I would still kind of be like, well, they've done it a gazillion times. I'm sure they'll find a touchdown, get it to overtime, and then see what happens.
Nate Taylor covers again the Chiefs for The Athletic. What's the mindset of the team, and do you think they're feeling the weight of history at all? I compare where they are loosely to where the Patriots were in 07, and they had a lot to lose in that game, and it was on their shoulders and the history and all of that. And I think on some level it did catch up with that Patriot team in that moment. Where are the Chiefs with this?
I can't wait to find the true answer on Sunday because it is such a good reference point. They seem as normal as you could ask of them, given we're in the biggest game, given the history and the ramifications around that. A lot of the guys this week, as I'm sure you all have seen, on the Chiefs, just like, ask Trey Smith, ask Travis Kelce, ask Chris Jones. They're like, no, Patrick's the greatest quarterback of all time. You got to say that because Patrick is your teammate, and he is great, but, like, you got to prove it on Sunday, right? Like, everybody on the team knows this is the one thing that Patrick can really separate himself from Tom Brady. If they get this three-peat. So they're going to have to, and I even wrote this in The Athletic. It'll be in tomorrow's, website. I mean, Andy, there's no need to hold back. There's no more games. Like, they need to sprint to, and you could argue through the finish line. Because one of the things that I remember watching it in moments and reading about it afterwards, and obviously the documentary that's come about the Patriots is they started off slow, and then it starts messing with your mind. And then you start thinking like, oh no, like, well, this team has nothing to lose. And to be fair, the Giants didn't, Now it helps that the Chiefs have Steve Spagnuolo instead of it being the other way. Mm-hmm. But the Chiefs need to have, like, Andy Reid and Matt Nagy need to come up with a great opening script, get some points on the board, get up 7-0, 10-3, and then you can then you can just get into a rhythm of the game. But the more the game stays close or you struggle early, that those legs will get real heavy. Those shoulders will get very heavy. So I'm fascinated to see how they react because they've been working all year for one day, and it's Sunday, and you're like, it's an achievement that you've even gotten here. But Philly's no slouch, and they need to play arguably their best game of the season on Sunday with history just – history basically staring at them. Everybody understanding that I always thought that this was impossible because I saw how the Patriots went through it, and it felt like, well, yeah, that's natural. Like, you've played a ton of games. Your body's beat up. You're mentally exhausted. Like, if they win on Sunday, it'll be a truly magnificent achievement because I just never thought it was really going to happen in the modern era when you include the draft and free agency.
Okay, let me give you the Patriots fans' perspective on this because they're very protective of their dynasty.
And they should be.
Okay.
They should be.
Okay, so Kansas City has a point differential of plus 59. Philadelphia, hold on, I'm not done yet.
I know where this is going, though.
Philadelphia is plus 160.
Yikes.
Okay, huge difference in point differential.
Yes.
So the Patriot fan looks at the Chiefs and says, that team gets all the calls and they have a horseshoe stuck up their ass. True or false?
It's pretty – I understand. It's false, okay? God bless him. He won the MVP yesterday. I don't think he deserved to win the MVP. I would have voted for Lamar Jackson personally. Hey, man, the refs are not involved on 4th and 5 when you're getting blitzed in your face and Dalton Kincaid drops the ball. Like, it's just you have to sometimes – and I know some coaches talk about this, not even Chiefs-related, but, like, sometimes you have to create your own luck. Sometimes you need the ball to bounce your way. It's been a long time, guys. This is 9 straight postseason games with the ball bouncing their way. Leo Chenal blocks a field goal that he has no business blocking to help them win a game. Patrick Mahomes doesn't make mistakes in the fourth quarter. So if any game's close, like I said earlier, you feel comfortable that guy's going to figure it out. They're going to solve it. Andy Reid's going to have some, spectacular play that you maybe hadn't anticipated. I know it's okay for other teams to use they get all the calls as a motivating factor. You should use anything possible to get the best out of your guys. Saying it publicly, though, is not going to help because Roger Goodell is now to the point where even he's tired of talking about it. So as I've said before, someone go out there and beat the Chiefs. But, hey, Brock Purdy played really well. Jalen Hurts played amazing 2 years ago. You know how many incompletions Patrick Mahomes had in the second half of the Super Bowl 2 years ago? Uno. I mean, they scored on every drive in the second half. every single drive. How can the refs get involved? I mean, it's tough when the guy who plays the most important position is as ruthless and as efficient as Patrick has become. So if you're Jalen Hurts and you're Saquon Barkley, no pressure. Play amazing. Just go out there and make no mistakes. Play amazing. Get a lead. And hopefully you can squeeze the rest of the clock out.
Nate Taylor covers again the Chiefs for The Athletic. Thanks for coming by, Nate. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Have a great Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes. And it's okay. He still has 7. He has 7. Okay.
They're getting nervous, though, Nate.
I know. But, if he last thing, if Patrick wins, if the Chiefs win, great. He's gotten to 4. Now the chase really begins, in my opinion. He still has 7, and y'all still have 6. They can't take that away. So,
it's happening too quick.
It is happening at a wild rate. At a wild rate. That is true. Okay. Thank you, fellas.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.